you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I want you. I wanna say yes, I can't resist. I want you. Ooh, I want you, Alpha Cracker. I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I don't recall one casa.
Of a goodness rich in milk and butter, in Alpha Cracker. Yummy and deliciously crunchy.
But I can't resist you.
Alpha Crackers, simply irresistible.
This advert is FDA approved.
Today, the yield has gone down, totally down, to an extent that the whole acre, you cannot get 300 tons of cassava out of it.
Somewhere 2 years ago, that Ministry of Food and Agriculture gave us some seedlings, and with that too, they will wait. They wouldn't bring the seedlings early.
Food security is not necessarily mean the availability of food. Is it affordable? Is it available? Is it accessible for the person? So as we speak, people are food insecure within the municipality. But some of them, they cannot afford the food, even though it's expensive and they don't have access to it.
The activity things that we do that cause contaminant. For instance, deforestation. Most of the time during the chiefly cultivation, you farm here small, you want to go to a different place, you go and destroy the forest.
Everyone needs the perfect snack to munch on during a fun moment. Wow. Enjoy the tasty McBerry Twist cupcakes, deliciously baked and packaged for a sweet treat. Premium quality cakes baked with love for all, enriched in butter and milk.
Yummy.
McBerry Twist cupcakes, simply irresistible. Try one today. This advert is FDA approved.
Now, back canocre. Susu sang pine, Pia want to Nambia, a man in quite baby.
Mommy, you basically see about Kotoso. People got sending me sick from Lemonade Finance. While Brian did the shit and let me £2.
Lemonade Finance.
Say they're sending money back home from UK, Canada, and now US. I accepted an instant charges. Exchange waiting in so ye unbeatable. We should make promo code Dr. Like £10, $10, and $10 for the first transaction. What is send this guy download to Lemonade Finance.
Welcome to the Ghana ICT Hub, a partnership between MTN Ghana and the Government of Ghana through the Ministry of Communications and Digitization. MTN pledged to support Ghana's digitization agenda in line with its ambition to lead the delivery of digital solutions for Africa's progress. In fulfillment of this pledge, MTN Ghana has committed $25 million toward the realization of the Ghana ICT Hub project. The objectives of the Ghana ICT Hub project is anchored on the following: to create an ICT-enabled environment for human capital and ICT skills development, to develop an ICT ecosystem through remote access delivery to facilitate job creation for national development, to provide a modern, state-of-the-art physical infrastructure to serve as a pillar for the digital Ghana agenda. The physical infrastructure, when completed, will provide 4,000 square meters of space with the following facilities: laboratories for technology training and research, innovation hub, co-working spaces for tech innovation startups, Tier 3 data center, conferencing facilities, offices and meeting rooms, commercial lettable spaces, gaming area, restaurant, ancillary facilities. The technology laboratories will be fitted with the next generation ICT equipment and applications to provide the youth of Ghana with practical training in Industry 4.0 technologies such as artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, cloud computing, 3D printing, robotics, Internet of Things, IoT, advanced manufacturing techniques, cybersecurity, genetic engineering. The project also seeks to establish a complete ecosystem at the hub through remote access delivery to facilitate job creation for national development. The ecosystem shall comprise of MDAs, technology companies, startups, incubators, research agencies, leading universities globally, foundations worldwide, to create a community. 1. The ecosystem community shall bridge the divide between academia and industry and provide solutions to challenges in the key sectors of health, agriculture, and educational sectors of the economy. 2. It shall also run an innovation program providing mentoring and networking for the youth in tech startups. 3. The ecosystem community shall establish an innovation fund to support startups, research agencies, and other entities in the ecosystem. MTN Ghana and the Ministry of Communications and Digitization are championing the Ghana Digital Agenda for Ghana's development. Welcome to the digital age.
I have been repeating everywhere that nobody is in politics who is a Father Christmas.
Welcome to a special edition of Election Desk here on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Echi Atisu. We're speaking with the majority leader in Parliament. He's also the Member of Parliament for Swame, Honorable Hossein J. Mensah Bonsu. Honorable, so welcome to GhanaWeb TV.
Thank you for having me.
So we would have Honorable give us a better understanding of, first of all, what it is GhanaWeb reported on something the majority leader said, and which we are getting a better understanding of. So, Honorable, please help us understand what it is we misreported.
I think that I was painting a picture of the state of the economy. MPP officers, the party officers, polling station executives and constituency executives had met to listen to one of the presidential hopefuls who is engaged in water testing, who had come to my constituency. So I was talking to them and I was relating to, the state of the economy. And I think I related to what President Kufuor did, what Mills Mahama did, and also what Akufo-Addo did in his first term. And I said when Kufuor was leaving, the growth in the economy as captured by the usual standard of assessment, GDP, inflation, interest rates, and so on, international reserves, that we're doing quite well. Okay. Yet in spite of that, it was difficult to break the 8. Because a few things, and the fact also that party faithfuls did not work hard enough. We got a bit complacent. Then I related to the era of President Mahama, when he succeeded Mills and won another term for the NDC. Dunso had afflicted us. And yet, in 2015, when the growth of the economy registered about 2.2%, which was the worst growth in 30 years until that time. Now, the next level, 2016, they managed to grow the economy from the 2.2 to 3.4%. Okay. And I was just saying that that increment in the growth rate, right, perhaps caused John Mahama to be complacent, which was why, as the president and presidential candidate who mount a political platform, instead of addressing the challenges of the economy and talking to Ghanaians who were listening to him, voters, about what it was that he was going to do to escalate growth, he was behaving like, excuse my language, but the language that I used, that he was like a concert party was playing out. And so he mounted a political party platform, and then he'll be telling the listeners, the voters, say mekase idibia, munkase idibi keke. The president of the republic, a presidential candidate, he had gotten complacent, right? So I was saying to us that 2017, 2020, we all saw what we're doing. The first 3 years of Akufo-Addo's regime, doubling overnight the growth in the economy, averaging 7%, when John Mahama averaged 2.8% in his last 3 years. We averaged 7% in the first 3 years of Akufo-Addo's regime. Enter COVID, enter the Soviet-Ukraine imbroglio, and the economy is shattered. We're now coming up. So I was saying that our economy now is not in the state of Akufo-Addo's first stanza. So we need to get out there and seriously canvass, because those of them who had gone to listen to Kenohene Japan, who had told them that he was coming at 2:30, the polling station agents, they had to wait from 2:30 to 5 o'clock when Japan came. 2.5 hours sitting in limbo just to listen to a presidential candidate. So I was asking them, how many of you the whole year has spent 2.5 years going from house to house to canvass for votes for the party? None of them. And yet you have patience to come and listen to one person. 2.5 years. Sit down. So saying that they should have that same zeal to go out there and work for the party. And I think it is the point that I made about John Mahamed's administration growing from 2.2 to 3.4 that they had climbed up and they had gotten complacent. And that small portion that I said is what was reported on by GhanaWeb.
Okay.
So it was completely taken out of context.
All right. Now that we have a better understanding of what you said and what you communicated, you are not returning to Parliament in 2025?
Well, I have said so. And my party people, the national executives, and the regional executives in the region, all manner of people are giving me problems. They say they wouldn't listen. But I've stated my case.
And it's one you're going to stand by?
Just 3 days ago, I was at Komawu.
Okay.
And the regional chairman was saying that I should stop saying that the party has not agreed, and so I shouldn't ever say this anywhere again. And the national organizer, one of them who was there, was also insisting that the party should give me a coast is clear signal before I'm able to come out to say that I'm not contesting again. But we are where we are.
Okay. and now that it seems like this will be the roadmap for you going forward, what will be next for you after Parliament?
So many things to do. So many things to do. I have said that I'm leaving Parliament, but I'm not leaving the political terrain. I'll be there wherever I find myself, to be dictated by the party, to be dictated by what provision that God has for me. And I also have a few things doing. I think I will have much more time if I'm not inundated with activity as I am now, to perhaps think through a lot of things that have happened in my life and begin to write, some books about myself, about Parliament, and about events that I have engaged in the course of my life on this earth.
Wonderful. You have spoken a lot about attrition in Parliament. You live in Parliament. How do you see that, and especially also on the back of the recent election of the opposition NDC? Some big names actually fell. Talk to us about this issue of attrition in Parliament. You live in as well.
Well, I've sounded to leave on my own, because I've been here for a while, and I think increasingly circumstances are changing for us as Ghanaians, as political parties, and the parties must do serious introspection, because the way we are going is not helpful to the cause of democracy. It's not helpful to the cause of democracy. We just alluded to some big names in the NDC who've lost elections. Parliament is going to lose Dr. Kwabena Donko.
Yes.
A very experienced member of Parliament, a very knowledgeable person, at least in the area of energy. Is one of the brains in Parliament with respect to energy matters. When he speaks, we listen. When he critiques programs and projects, we all listen to improve the development agenda for this nation. We are going to lose him. And I heard what went on in his own backyard. You know, no malice to whoever is going to replace him. Sometimes, occasionally, you may have one or two people who may come up first time and show great potential. But building the capacity of a member of parliament does not take one term, not even 2 terms. You hear about people out there, members of parliament, who outside parliament are making waves. Okay. They come to parliament, their performance in parliament, we don't hear about them. That is regarding the real responsibilities of members of parliament here in parliament, the representational functions in particular, legislative functions, when we are making laws, power of purse functions of parliament, discharging our oversight responsibilities. The 4 key functions of members of parliament. Many of them, you step out. They are on radio stations, television stations. But come to the house, the chamber, where business is transacted. You don't hear their voices. So I'm saying that some people operate outside the house, better outside the house than in the house. But all in all, as I've said, even those of them who show potentials, you need to build their capacities and nurture them. And so you are going to lose Comrade Onko. You're going to lose ABF Husseini. Yes. Bawa, you know, sometimes he makes a lot of noise. You know, but when he gets serious, he's also he can communicate intelligently in the house, right? So losing those people it should be a worry for us as Parliament and for us as an emerging democracy. You know, so Parliament as the second arm of government happens to be the weakest among the 3 arms of government. And it's no thanks to the internal organization of the political parties. People say that, oh, but we should be democratic. Who says that consensus building is not part of democracy? Who says that? Look, our constitution provides in Article 55 that the internal organization of political parties shall conform to democratic principles, right? Yes. When it comes to the composition of the national executives of a political party, the Constitution provides that they should be chosen from all regions of the country. The same Constitution. It doesn't say that they should be elected. It says they should be chosen. And choosing people, yes, it includes the vehicle of election. It includes the vehicle of acclamation or just appointing them, but choosing them. So we should not just think that democracy means at every turn there should be elections. Because those of them that we are following, the established democracies in the UK, in the US, in Canada, in Australia, in Germany, wherever, they don't submit to that. At the end of the term of any parliament, they don't go through the rigors that we go through. Why? Because everywhere that democracy is parliamentary democracy is entrenched, there's a role for the leadership of the caucus to assess the performance of the members of parliament. And then, where there are difficulties relating to individuals, they would be subjecting them to corrective measures. After maybe 4 years, if the person is stiff-necked, doesn't want to listen to anybody, he will not attend parliament. When you need him for voting, he will not come. When he needs to contribute, you don't find him. You want to pass him through some capacity building exercises, he doesn't submit himself, then the leadership would submit the name of that person to the National Party that let's have a replacement. And even there, when they have to replace, it's not just a small group of people who go and then come and cast their votes. And people are standing in corners saying that, what's the size of this envelope that the man is bringing? What's the drink that he's bringing?
It's interesting you talk about money now. I want to just draw you back a little. Money and politics, which has been a big conversation, the bigger one around corruption. Is this something that is going to... Do you think it's something that worries the kind of democracy that
It does. I have been repeating everywhere that nobody is in politics who is a Father Christmas. If the person gives you something, whether by way of drink, by way of cola, by way of some envelope, which can translate into money. Or if it's a drink, he uses money to buy the drink. If it's cola, he uses money to buy the cola. If it's fiscal money, of course, you should know that that person is not a Father Christmas. So when he comes to Parliament and his party wins and you give him a responsibility, where he's able to award contracts, for instance, corners will be cut. There are no two ways about that. And the nation will not have value for money. And people begin to complain, oh, politicians, no more corrupt. But we are cultivating corruption at the very outset. People coming in. So it's dangerous, because if you're not careful, very soon, our parliament will be taken over by people with fat wallets.
How do we solve this?
The way of solving it is for the political parties. It's for them to look at their constitutions again, especially MPP and DC. And in these elections, everybody was talking about monies that were on display. I'm not sure that I belong to the MPP. Let's look up to our maker and admit that we also do the same. And especially when the NDC have finished their own, ahead of time. Maybe when it comes to the turn of the MPP, it may be worse. Especially with you as a ruling party. It may be worse. How do you stop that? You require the parties to do serious introspection and look at their constitutions again. Other than that, if it continues, I shudder to think of what will happen in the next succeeding 2-3 elections. It may be worse. Don't forget, in 2016, we have not seen the publication from CDD in respect of the 2020 elections. Yes. But don't forget that in 2016, the report that they did suggested that the average expenditure by the typical parliamentary candidate to get himself or herself in parliament was in the region of $600,000. $600,000. That was 2016. As I've said, they've not done their publication, their research and publication for 2020. We are going to 2024. As things are shaping up, if we are not careful, we may be talking nothing less than maybe 1 million. What is going to be the salary 4 years for that person who enters parliament? I mean, and if he borrowed to come, how does he, pay back his benefactors or wherever he borrowed from?
I want to take you back a little as well, because you spoke about the non-intention to come back to parliament and all the conversations from your party and some of the leadership. This issue about where allegiance is for members of parliament, where should the allegiance be? Is it to their constituents, to the party? Which is the bigger allegiance? Where should it be?
Well, you came to parliament on the wings of a political party. The party has a manifesto. The party has a vision that you bought into for which reason the party then adopted you to float on their wings to canvass for support from the constituency. And then you came to Parliament, right? Perhaps when you go down to the constituencies and do some research about the quality of materials that political parties are sponsoring, it may turn out that if you do personality analysis of the contestants, NPP, NDC, CPP, PNC, whatever, even some independent candidates, you may see that maybe some candidates who belong to the non-winning parties may be better in terms of professional qualification, in terms of competence, having worked in other endeavors and so on. Perhaps the candidates who didn't win may be better one-on-one than the candidate who won. But he won because of the party that the people believe in.
Okay.
So you see, the party carries a lot of influence, a lot of weight in the constituencies, right? So as I'm saying, the constituents who vote for you, okay, but the party matters at the constituency.
So how do you balance that?
Well, you must balance it by way of you represent the constituency. You see, our concept of democracy is not delegational for the members of parliament. You are not a delegate. You are a representative. There are two concepts of, parliamentary democracy. One is representational, one is delegational.
Okay.
The one with delegational often is now becoming a bit anachronistic, but it used to be with the communist regimes. Those were delegational. They were delegates. So if you go, you are required to speak for the interests of the people who sent you there. If you don't, they will bring you out. So if the Communist Party decides that no, you are not singing the tune of the Communist Party, they will bring you out. You are a delegate, okay, and bring somebody else. But here, you are a representative. So you listen to them, the broad section of the people that you represent. This is the interest of the constituency. You carry it. And that is why when you are here, because you are not a delegate, you are a representative. I was, carried to Parliament on the wings of the New Patriotic Party, and I represent Swami.
Okay.
But it's the reason why when something happens at Navrongo, I'm able to stand here and speak to it. Because once you get elected, you cease to represent just the constituency, but the entirety of the country, right? So that's the difference. And that should tell you where your allegiance should lie. I mean, it's a careful balance of satisfying the interests of the political party and also the constituency.
All right. We'll just return shortly after this break, and then we'll continue our conversation with the majority leader here on GhanaWeb Election Desk.
Now, Susu sang pine, Pia want to Nambia, a man in quite bebree.
Mommy, you fish can see about Kotoso. No, Mammy, I could concern. People got send me sicker from Lemonade Finance and let me £2.
Lemonade Finance.
Say they're sending money back home from UK, Canada, and now US. I accepted a instant charges. Exchange waiting in Sudia. Unbeatable. Resume promo code no Dr. Likey. Nenya £10, $10, and now $10 What first transaction? What is sending scar coffee? Dialogue to Lemon and Finance.
We're still here with the majority leader and member of parliament for Swami, also the minister for parliamentary affairs, as well as one of the longest serving MPs in Ghana's parliament, the Honorable Osechi Mensah Bonsu. Honorable, Now, there is also the bigger conversation about endorsements. We recently saw the news about you endorsing the MP for Asin Central. Is that really what it is?
No, I never endorsed Kennedy or in Japan, but I commended him. You see, we are having an admixture of presidential and parliamentary systems. In the strict presidential system, the U.S. is the flagship of presidential systems in the world, as you do know. Yes. And in the U.S., before you become the president, you ought to have maybe been a governor of a state or a legislator belonging to the House of Reps or a senator, both of them legislators, or maybe a vice president. These three categories of people are the people who become presidents. Now, I think a couple of years ago, the US, after all this long history of having these three classes of people as their presidents, decided to change track a bit. And they brought in Donald Trump, who had no experience in parliament. He had no experience as a governor. He had no experience as a former vice president. He was just a businessman. So he paraded himself. And perhaps the people were tired of their own conventions and practices and wanted to change track a bit. They voted for him. So when Ken came to my constituency, I was saying, I related to these facts and said that he is a long-serving member of parliament. Indeed, on my side, that's the NPP side, I'm the longest serving, as you have alluded to. But immediately after me, that the next succeeding generation includes, and there are just two of them, who came in 2001. Kennedy Japan himself and Katie Hammond. Okay. They are 6-term members of parliament, continuously. So I was relating to that and saying that he's a long-serving member of parliament, and he's gathered some experience as a parliamentarian. And that being the case, he qualifies to contest as a presidential candidate, alluding to the conventions and practices in the US. And I said, just like Donald Trump, a businessman, became a president, I said, well, in Ghana here, his entrepreneurship is also acclaimed. He's a businessman. So if you want a businessman, again, he qualifies. So I said, on these two legs, Ken Ohene-Japan qualifies to contest. That's all that I said. Even as far as I am concerned, I even told them, but as far as my vote is concerned, Ken knows where I stand. You know, so that's how we left it. And I was surprised to see that stories were, you know, out there saying that I had endorsed Ken Ohene-Japan. I commended him, you know, and even alluded to his benevolence, and said to the people that there was one school that I constructed at Swami. And I said, I was telling them for the first time, and when we had difficulties raising money to do it, it was who loaned us 200 million at the time. Now, the situation will be about 20,000. After we had done one and we had not been paid, the contractor had not been paid, and the contractor was looking for money to begin the second one. I went to Ken, who gave a loan to the contractor through me, and afterwards he was paid back. So I related to that, but that is no, and that is not an endorsement.
We'll just do some
a recommendation.
Okay, we'll just do some quick questions. First of all, the election of speaker. You have spoken about this before. Should the election of a speaker come from within Parliament or from without Parliament? What's your understanding, or what do you think should be the way forward on that?
I think that we, as a nation, we should brainstorm on that. Okay. In the entirety of Africa, I think Ghana is the only country that is practicing that as the country where the speaker is not a member of parliament. In the entire world, I think there are only 5 other cases where speakers are not members of parliament, right? And whether it's been inuring to the growth of parliament is another matter. Right? When somebody comes from outside and is made a speaker, and when he finishes, he walks out, he walks away. Versus where you have a member of parliament elected by his own peers as a speaker. When he loses out, he comes back to parliament and is a member of parliament. With that, you know, the growth of parliament is very dear to his heart, right? So I have raised this issue that we should look at the matter very well. But if we have to do that, it will involve a constitutional amendment. Because the constitution that so proposes. And we cannot just wish it away. You may have to amend the constitution.
You're a member of the executive. Do you think that the president possesses too much powers? Or, will I say too much? What's the powers of the president? Do you think it's just too much?
Well, I think that the constitution vests tremendous powers in the president. There are no two ways about it. And I think on an occasion when I gave a lecture at KNUST, yes, I said we're creating a constitutional monarch, right? The checks and balances that we need to exercise, especially in a situation where parliament that should be exercising the oversight is considerably weakened by our own actions and inactions, especially what is happening and what happened just last Saturday. Just throwing out a lot of the experienced hands. Certainly not the best to the growth of parliament. It weakens parliament. Okay. And if parliament is weakened, the executive will be happy. I mean, I'm not talking about the Kufado. I'm talking about the system. Okay. Every executive, I mean, the president is elected on account, supposedly, of his manifesto. So when he comes to office, he's in a hurry to implement his manifesto promises and pledges. But the path may be strewn with thorns and thistles. And human as we all are, we need a strong legislature to be, you know, ensuring that whatever the president does is right for the country. And if parliament is weak, you'll not be able to do that. It's the reason why some people are also saying, and I believe in that cause anyway, that the time has come for us to decouple the legislature from the executive, okay, right? So that the president has his own authority to appoint ministers from outside parliament. And we're able to develop career members of parliament who would then be able to have the authority to stand up to the executive, where they are going around to say that no, this is not right.
Then it's a clear distinction of separation of powers.
Well, in our context, I would say so.
Okay.
Even though it's the way we are managing our affairs, because I believe in much more in Westminster system of democracy than the presidential system.
Okay.
I believe in that. And yet, in the Westminster system, all ministers come from parliament, and yet they are able to work. Okay. Why? Because in the Westminster system, before you become a minister, we'd have perhaps served on a committee for a very long time. 2 times, 3 times, your party is in opposition, you rise to become the shadow minister of finance, the shadow minister of maybe lands and forestry, of energy. You hone your skills such that by the time your party wins, there's nothing at the ministry that you don't know. That's why they are called shadow ministers. So almost automatically, when their party wins, then the shadow minister of finance becomes the finance minister. The shadow minister for defense becomes the defense minister. He knows everything. He may not be a technocrat, but he learned everything, right? That improves governance. In the straight presidential system, the president appoints ministers from outside. He appoints technocrats who then are vetted by parliament, and they are given the green light to go and function. So if somebody is not functioning effectively, the president wants to, you know, take him out of the ministry, he goes. There's no case for reshuffling in the presidential system. You are given a portfolio, you are vetted for that, If you don't perform, another person comes in. And there's that value addition. Here, because of the admixture, somebody comes to Parliament, is a first timer, has not served on a committee, any committee before, is not a technocrat. And he comes, he's appointed to a ministry. You are vetting the person, he's telling you, I'm a new person, you ask him rudimentary questions. Let me go and I will learn. Learn what? Learn what?
All right.
Whereas the Constitution provides that you as the minister should be evolving policies for the president. Now the person that you are vetting, who should assist the president to evolve policy for the ministry, no, is telling you at the committee level that let me go, I'll learn. When is he going to learn? In order to position himself to evolve policies to enrich the administration of governance. So if we go presidential, let's go presidential, strict presidential, and then be in a position, as I said, to grow parliament and grow parliamentarians, to develop career parliamentarians. Other than that, let's go Westminster, because Westminster, apart from everything, is also much, much less expensive than the presidential system.
All right. Now, the former President John Mahama was on a tour recently and talked about scrapping the ex gratia. He even dared your party to actually make a position on that. Is that something you subscribe to?
I think that what John is saying, former president, should be one of the things that we should have a national conversation on. I personally have had some discussion with him on that. Indeed, in 2020, in the electioneering campaign time, he raised this. This is not the first time he's talking about that. In 2020, he raised it and said he was going to, when he was elected, he was going to do away with it. He was going to cancel it. I told him, with the greatest respect, that he didn't know what he was talking about. Because the gratuity is part of the chapter on the executive. And the whole chapter on the executive in the Constitution is entrenched. So I can't wake up one day to say that I've cancelled it. So I told him. Then he asked me that, this is behind the curtain. And I said, so what is it? I said, no. If it's part of a holistic review of the Constitution, I will subscribe to it. But you going out on a political platform to say that you're going to cancel it, how are you going to cancel it? Are you going to have a referendum just on ex gratia? What should be the cost involved in that? In any event, if you are doing away with the gratuity, then necessarily you may have to up the levels of the salary of members of parliament, right? And all those officers who come under Article 71. So let's weigh the issue very critically, assess it, and if you have to move forward as a nation, we can come to some determination on that. But I'm saying that it should be part of the broad agenda of constitutional review. I believe in that we should review our constitution. It should be part of it, not the only thing to have a referendum on.
I just have a final question. Scorecard of 10. Mark the Akufo-Addo government.
In respect of what?
Economy.
Well, you all know where we are, COVID, and as I said, the Russian-Ukrainian imbroglio. So, yes, we went down. But the good thing is that we are climbing up. And if you look at the performance of GDP in 2021, 2022, you see that we are climbing up gradually. One hopes that with the discussions with the IMF being concluded now, by the close of the year, excuse me, by the close of the year, it will reflect in the growth of the economy, and into 2024, it will be better. For me, if you want to do any objective assessment of the performance of the Akufo-Addo's regime, it should be the first 3 years when COVID had not struck. That was a force majeure that was never anticipated by any country.
Okay.
Right? And maybe one would say that what mechanisms that we employ to fight it, perhaps at the time we over-exaggerated our strength a bit. Right? So following after that, we have been hardest hit. Plus the fact that our dealings with Ukraine in many areas, the importation of fertilizer, wheat importation, flour importation, cement, steel products, and even the scholarship that they were awarding our students. Our partnership with Ukraine was a huge partnership that weighed grossly in our favor. So the economy got shattered by all these forces. But as I'm saying, we're climbing up, and I believe that we'll get there.
Right. That's the majority leader, the member of parliament for Swami, and also Minister for Parliamentary Affairs, the Honorable Oseiche Mensah Bonsu. Thank you very much for joining us on GhanaWeb Election Desk. My name is Echi Atisu.
Today, the yield has gone down, totally down, to an extent that the whole acre, you cannot get 300 tons of cassava out of it.
Where 2 years ago, that Ministry of Food and Agriculture gave us some seedlings. And with that too, they will wait. They wouldn't bring the seedlings early.
Food security doesn't necessarily mean the availability of food. Is it affordable? Is it available? Is it accessible for the person? So as we speak, people are food insecure within the municipality. But some of them, they cannot afford the food, even though it's the price expensive and they don't have access to it.
The activity things that we do that cause contamination. For instance, deforestation. Most of the time during the chiefly cultivation, you farm here small, you want to go to a different place, you go and destroy the forest.
I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I want you. I wanna say yes, I can't resist. I want you. Ooh, I want you, Alpha Cracker. I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I don't recall one casa.
Have a goodness rich in milk and butter in Alpha Cracker. Yummy and deliciously crunchy.
But I can't resist you.
Alpha Crackers, simply irresistible.
This advert is FDA approved.
Now, oh, me.
Obek Kanokre. Susu sang pine. Bia want to nambia a man in quite bebre.
Mommy, you fish can see about Kotoso. Pepoga, send me sick from Lemonade Finance. While Brian did the shade and let me £2.
Lemonade Finance.
Say they're sending money back home from UK, Canada, and now US. I accepted a instant charges. Exchange waiting in so unbeatable. We should make promo code Dr. Like £10, $10, and $10 Canadian for the first transaction. With this Sunday cigar download to Lemonade Finance.
Everyone needs the perfect snack to munch on during a fun moment.
Wow.
Enjoy the tasty McBerry Twist cupcakes, deliciously baked and packaged for a sweet treat. Premium quality cakes baked with love for all, enriched in butter and milk.
Yummy.
Oh, McBerry Twist cupcakes, simply irresistible. Try one today. This advert is FDA approved.
I'll be sure it's 633.
I don't know.
Okay. 633. But we'll go on the dot.
631. 632.
Okay. Hi, thanks for joining us in this episode of Bloggers Forum. My name is Benefo Boabin. You can call me Abrantipa. Today we have comedians on the show as well as a magician. I'm sure you've been attending some of the comedy shows that have been held across the country, in Accra, in Kumasi, Tamale. The last time I saw them in Ho. So we're having a conversation on comedy and magic. Bernard the magician, as the name suggests, Oyinkonya is a magician. Ben, thanks for joining us. What shall I say with the magic, Anna? Okay.
In the spirit, you're welcome. Bonnie Thanks for the invite.
Kojo PJ is a stand-up comedian, script writer as well. Kojo, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, boss.
And then Jerry, your surname there, forgive me.
Jerry is fine.
Okay, because anytime I try to mention it, me can't cross him. Jerry is also a stand-up comedian. Thanks for joining us on this show. So let me begin with the comedians. A lot of the time, you've heard that people say that Ghanaian comedians are not funny. I mean, those were no. Hey, Oprio. We are pretty so that mantra had been chorus for a very long time until people began to troop to the venues for your shows. What do you think did the magic? What did you guys do right?
I'm here, the magic. Consistency. You didn't do the magic. Consistency and hard work. Yeah, because when stand-up comedy started for in Ghana, Ghanaians were beginning, but then at the time the Nigerians had advanced a bit, so we're faced with that kind of comparison. Like somebody that has done it for a longer time and then somebody that is starting. And then they put us on the same scale and started comparing us and bringing us down. But with consistency and work, we got to the point where we also reached that level that they started comparing us to. And now everybody has accepted Ghanaian comedy.
Okay, so you think that it was more of you guys not doing more of the shows?
No, not.
Is that what the consistency is about?
Yeah, consistency is the shows. We're doing more shows.
Right.
And now we even have a comedy club where every week, Thursday, we are there trying new materials. Yeah, and practice makes perfect. So the more you do it, the better you become. And now
Jerry,
we have more arsenals than before.
Okay, Jerry, that's the same narrative.
Yeah. Apart from our consistency working for us, I think the faith that the Ghanaian audience had in us to come to our shows also worked for us. Because if you keep hearing that a group of boys who call themselves comedians are not funny, I mean, you should believe in them to go to their show and see if it is true, and then you keep attending. You get so consistency on our part, hard work on our part, and then the faith and belief of the Ghanaian audience in us. And we didn't disappoint. I mean, we are still not going to disappoint. Back to back.
And I've seen Bernard the magician at, I think it's only one comedy show that I attended that he hasn't been on.
This guy.
So how did you come into the picture?
By magic.
He's on the stage.
Prior to my starting professionally, I had seen the notion around magic in Ghana. In Ghana, movie you see 5 black cars in a convoy. If you hear magic, it's fetish. All these things, and I think I had come across someone do magic and just once on TV. It's like, okay. Prior to that, my dad also is a magician. Yeah, so he
runs through the family.
Your father is a magician?
My father is
in Ghana.
Yeah, but he's not a professional magician. So he does it on the low key. Growing up, I saw him do that, and I felt, once I have that skill. All throughout high school to university, I was doing magic. Someone's birthday party, just random stuff. We said, okay, I was going to come full force. One of the various avenues I could have used to let people know there is magic in Ghana, there is a magician around, I think was through the comedy avenue. So I think I've worked with them for quite some time now. Yeah, in as much as I create my own part, I believe in the collective efforts, and I wouldn't be able to say my story as a magician without mentioning Ghana comedy having an impact in it. Yeah.
So what you were saying something?
Someday when he blows,
yeah.
Unlike Black Hole, we know who blew him.
Yeah. You know.
What does it take to be a magician? You said your father is. So if I want to be a magician, what do I do?
You wake up, you pray, you sing. Magician. I'm lying in this, but to be a magician. So to be a magician, actually, there are various facets of it. First of all, you need to have that innate ability. Let me just oppose it to people who do music. Like they are naturally born talented musicians. So that's one aspect of it. Personally, I'm ambidextrous. I'm very good with my fingers. Like manipulating objects, not what you are thinking. I know what
I'm not thinking. I don't think.
Then don't think.
I don't think at all.
Yeah, checking ambidextrous.
Let me Google ambidextrous.
Oh, ambidextrous. Someone with two hands. And I solved the Rubik's Cube very fast and trying to shuffle cards.
Maybe ambidextrous. What's not Rubik's Cube?
So naturally, it's something that comes easy to me. That's one aspect of it. That aside, there is the practice aspect of it, where, like any musician, regardless of how good you are, you actually have to practice your work. We know of very good musicians who actually do voice training, have professional voice trainers and stuff. So it's a lot of things. First, you need to have that ability. You need to also practice on it, and you need mentors to help you along that line.
So with what you do, is it a trick? And now you do juju?
Usually, I just leave it to people to decide and judge for themselves. Yeah. As whether it's, see, I tell them, a trick. Like, what lie? And yet, then I meet people and I'm like, now there is something behind it. They're like, so it's just up to people. It's an art form. Regardless, I always advocate that people appreciate the art form and not growing up we heard Ronaldinho when he's playing football he calls saints. Not saints so free. So just leave it to people whether you think he's calling saints or he's naturally talented. The end result is he's a good footballer. So that's what magic is for me. I'm not really concerned about how people consider whether it's trickery or it has some supernatural aspect to it.
Have you ever failed on stage?
Failed?
Yes.
Failed.
Yeah.
Because I know for comedians sometimes they can go blank.
Yeah. I'm indomitable. Goodness.
How really?
Many failure.
Indomitable.
And yes, me indomie.
House of Lions.
Well, I barely fail. This is where the natural talent or the natural ability to do magic comes in. There are moments maybe I plan on doing A, it doesn't go as planned, but then I'm able to maneuver my way and do something like C. To me, probably I realized, okay, this was the path I wanted to take. I ended up doing this. To the audience, they feel, wow, that's good. This guy is so superb. So I don't call them failures. I think there are moments I've deviated from what I wanted to do, but also gotten better results in the deviance.
When you are going on stage, does it sometimes appear to you as though there may be someone in the crowd who may want to sabotage your work? Or the night team form
every time. Every time. There are times, there was this one time I performed at the 1,000 and something laughs that series. And there was this guy, he had been telling me for long.
So the one can't tie you.
Yeah, he tied it to you.
Oh, I think I was there.
There is this one.
Yeah.
In a flash.
I was there. Yes.
I don't know where this guy came from. I don't know.
The guy actually tied you, and as soon as the guy turned,
there were blood traces on my from the tension. I felt it was very. I was like, yo, this is to entertain people, not to kill me on stage. So there are people who actually come there to sabotage. And I think it's same for comedians. I've gone for certain comedy shows, then I'll see someone mirror.
Just why it's once ready, I'm working the once ready.
I say,
So how do you guys feel when you are on stage? You think you are doing your best, and the response is not what you expected. Like they are not laughing. They don't find the joke funny.
The trick is find the person that is having a good time and focus on them. Because here's the thing: most of the time, more people are having more fun than just some 3 people who are there. And some people, their sense of humor is funny. I say, Obi wow, what's that? Joke near cannot tell. Ezra, the 9 or the 9. I'm not saying do you any more? I can't say, but for sure, no one will I really enjoy those shows. But you were not laughing. Oh, no, I was laughing. I was stopping. So sometimes, if you are with the wrong meaning, there are some people they just laugh within them. I don't know. But so focus on the person that is really having a good time, turning in their chair now. I don't know. Then
to what extent would you say Bernard the Magician's act has complemented what you guys do on stage?
Has it complemented?
Oh yeah, I think. Well, in light of comedy, since I usually perform on comedy shows, I tailor my acts to be somehow comical, usually comical. Like even for the moment the guy tied me, in as much as there are improvs, I try to make light-hearted comments alongside. So yeah, I usually one thing about what I do is I make sure I adapt it to every situation. So there are instances I perform before diplomats, and I'll try to curate whatever speech I give according to that situation. And I've performed magic for a carol service before, and whatever I did was carol service related.
Carol service,
it was
being organized by an event organizing firm or a church.
Peduase Valley Resort.
Okay.
They did their carol service, so it was it's a religious thing. And I've also done it at a church before, like someone I had to do something. Regardless, I'm able to.
So what did you do there? Like, what was the performance?
Went to performance.
Raise
the dead.
Oh no. I think it was about a certain rope act. Yeah. But regardless, it's the message that follows that matter. So yeah, I think it's all about what you want to do. Example, if he's supposed to do a comical act or a comic performance at MTN, I'm not sure he'll be saying things that has to do with military. Definitely, they are able to write scripts and stuff that relates to the current.
So
it depends. It depends on what. But usually, for these people, they are so good that they don't go off their situation. So you don't see them giving funeral jokes at weddings, and you won't see them giving how do you call it, football jokes at Ampi.
You need to know the audience.
Yes.
Okay.
Point of correction: we don't do Ampi shows.
Maybe a show for girls. I hope that works. PJ, your show is
it's on
13th.
Yeah.
Okay.
This Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the show.
Yeah.
Who is performing? First of all, why are you organizing the show?
Yeah. So for every stand-up comedian, there comes a time where you need to stage a comedy special. Comedy special is usually 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 1 hour of jokes that you've written back to back. It is what shows that you've really matured in the comedy game. Yeah, more like an album for a musician, for a comedian, it's a comedy special. Yeah. So if you do that, it means a human why, and I say I'll name why. Yeah. So that's the level we've got into. We've matured in the game. We need to do a comedy special to certify that maturity.
At least your response is far better than Efri Akutu, Dr. Efri Akutu. Why do you want to be president? Yeah.
What did he say?
Please, his name is Abante.
So 13th, where is it happening? Who is performing alongside you?
So 13th, the creme de la creme of Ghana comedy. Everybody is going to be on that stage, from Clemento Suarez, who is emceeing. We have Obia Bonsa, Lexi the comic, Jenan Tatia, James Brown, and then when you come to the new age to myself, Jerry will be there, Ojo, Ranzi, Aloes, Papaya, right? And then we have some new young guys coming up. Kwame Obed, Unknown, a comedian called Unknown. You know,
no.
Exactly. So he's on.
And when he blows, he changes.
Sometimes known.
I see. Interesting.
So they will all be there. It's going to be back-to-back comedy and a few musical performances. Kwampa will be passing through. So,
okay. And a week after your show, Bernard the Magician is also having his show. What should we expect?
Yeah, don't expect much, because regardless of the expectation you set, I'll break that expectation. So it's up to you. Just whether you expect or you don't expect, you leave out with something wild. I think this is the best you would ever see. Outside, they do magic shows and stuff. I think for Ghana, we barely see that. You just see people hop onto other shows like I've been doing for a while now. This time around, I'm going to give a very long presentation in 2 different folds of just complete magic, trust me. I usually think of what I'll be doing that day or that night, and I'm scared. It's very wild. Like, for whatever best magic you've seen me perform, triple it.
You make an elephant vanish.
So, are we seeing other magicians, or is it about you?
I'm the only magician.
You're the only magician.
Yeah, but then I'm bringing on board a number of other acts. So there is comedy. The MC for the night is Clemento Suarez, and they can actors. That guy has been supportive, not just to magicians and even not just to comedians and magicians. I think some musicians he pushed. So he's the MC for the night. There is Obian Ponsa and DKB doing the comedy. Then when I'm bringing spoken word artists, so Rhyme Sonny and Jeffrey North, they will be doing spoken word. Then we have for music, Bogo Blee. I don't know if you've heard.
Mambo Blee. Yeah.
So he'll be.
Ezam Matri. Maria Marie.
Yeah. Then the final musician is there is Soul Street. It's an a cappella group.
Okay.
They are very good. And Kwabna. It's going to be an exploration of various emotions. You are going to laugh, you might cry a little bit, you feel emotional, you are going to fall in love. Yeah, don't worry, some of the acts, trust me.
So, outside the box by Kojo is happening at the Snap Cinema. Okay.
So the magic industry, you don't have like upcoming magicians?
Well, I've seen a couple of people do magic, like card tricks and stuff, but you know, when we are doing stage magic, it's a lot different from personal one.
Yeah.
What I'll do on an interview, close up, one-on-one, let's say for an audience of 20, I wouldn't do the same thing in a stadium, right? And I think that's the challenge I'm having with most of these people coming up. They are just so focused on the normal tricks they learn on YouTube and stuff, to the extent that what I do, they are not able to do. So that's the challenge. Until I find out that people are able to do stage stuff, then I would invite them.
Okay. So outside the box by Kojo PJ is happening at the Snap Cinema. 13th. 7 o'clock. 6:30.
33 p.m. 6:33.
I'll be sure it's 6:33.
Only 6:33.
But we'll go on the dot.
Okay.
So 6:33.
So we also giving them
6:33. Okay. Bernard, where is yours happening?
6:34. Association International School. My time is 6:23 p.m. Like,
thank you.
Oh no, it's a magic show. You don't.
Okay.
Let's give the underground.
Okay.
Yeah, underground
numbers.
Okay.
6:23 p.m. Association International Airport Residential.
Okay.
I think that 6:23 is when I would appear on stage. So it's not that's when the program starts, but that's when I appear on stage.
Okay.
There will be opening acts and conversations. So if you are going to come, make sure you are seated before 6 p.m. And trust me, I'm sure I'll shock people. I'll be waiting to do last minute stuff.
Okay, so are you going to shock us now?
Or if you want me to shock you, I can.
Right. Let's do something.
Please bring the electrical cables.
Let's do something and then we bring. Oh, bring it. Bra short ni mo enyeshi. And I'm more farmer casing farmer. Oh, the casing.
Is it this one or something else?
Okay, come on.
Can you come? Kessie, please come.
Yeah, you can come.
So Kessie is coming. Let's see. Kessie, come. Don't worry.
Don't be shy, okay?
Minstrel. So direct where he should stand.
Okay.
He just needs to face one of our cameras.
Okay. Then stand here so the camera. Yes. I'm going to do this with just the jokers. Oh, I don't have the jokers yet because they decided not to come. It's fine. Let me set these apart and use the jokers from here. That's to even tell you something else. I just need 2 jokers. Let me use the black ones. Yeah. So kindly hold this for me. We can set them apart. It's no problem. So real quick, yes. Say stop wherever I want. Stop. Stop. Pick it and don't let me see. Show it to the camera.
Has he shown it to the camera?
Oh, show it to the camera. Have you seen it? Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Just bring it. It's no problem. Hey, Asemo. Sabotage. First, would you want to shuffle or it's just fine?
Let me shuffle.
It's a shuffle. Yeah. Or the next one.
Mama, a drum roll.
Pampara. Drum roll. Trumpet roll. Pampara.
Say a drum. We are about trumpet.
Trumpet. We are also about trumpet.
Kessie.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. How many should I do? Just 1 or 2?
2.
2.
Yes.
Okay. So, Kessie, you remember your card?
I
not
do
sure.
remember it.
Okay. I'm not sure it's this one. But anyways, I'm going to use the 2 jokers, right, to help trace your card. Do you think they can find your card?
Just do it.
Okay. So it's not about the jokers per se. It's about how they are able to locate cards. Open your hand, and place this and place the other hand on top of it this way. Then keep it that way. Now it's your turn, right? Say stop wherever you want.
Okay. I should look at it. Okay.
I'm coming. Let's start again. Say stop wherever you want.
Stop.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me land here, and hopefully this was Kessie's card.
No.
It wasn't.
It wasn't
it was
this.
Somehow closer to or this. No, it has to do with. You should try and get me the card so we do something with it.
Let me find his card.
Yeah. Remove his card for me.
No, but it was something like that.
You remember his card?
Yeah, I remember.
Wow.
See, you saw it.
No. You let him check.
Let me check.
No.
No, I saw.
What was the card?
I remember.
I saw it. I know.
You know.
Yeah.
And it's not here.
No, it's not
okay,
here.
it's for a reason because I mentioned that the jokers will find the cards, and before we started, we were holding the jokers. I don't know how it happens. It should be trapped in between the 2 jokers.
He doesn't want to say again. That's it, actually. Hey. Hey.
It happens that way.
But I'm confused. I don't get it.
All right. Thank you for your time, and we'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll talk with Kessie. It's eForum on GhanaWeb TV.
I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I want you. I wanna say yes, I can't resist. I want you. Ooh, I want you, Alpha Cracker. I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker.
Alpha goodness rich in milk and butter. In Alpha Cracker. Yummy and deliciously crunchy.
But I can't resist you.
Alpha Crackers. Simply irresistible.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. You're still watching E-Forum on GhanaWeb TV. The name is Abrantipa. And next is the man Kessie. Or what signature and go and say PDB or
Kessie, baby.
And also free here.
It's a trademark.
Okay. Like I want to know how that came to mind. The PDB
during Azunto Fiesta.
Okay.
I remember sending me what Peter's boots in him. So I was just singing before the "Ow" came. I'm like, okay, let's do something before that came. So 1, 2, beep beep ow, and that is where I got it.
Okay. We is a comedians in your because now we referee. Time I should boot for. Then now let's see the comic. How can you're correct. But anyway, thanks for coming. So the last time I heard of you. Now, what's from secular to gospel?
Yes.
And for those who may not be aware, what accounted for that?
Well, I want to say Ubia on a destiny, and before you really find your destiny, you definitely have to, be roaming about, and when the right time comes, definitely, a appointed time, you can never, run away from it. So it's an encounter. It's a personal encounter. Aside that too, I was, when I was a kid, having prophecies and all that, like dream confirmations, and this is the real time. So I just have to, so I just have to, leave everything behind it and do what I was really called to do.
Okay. Would you say that your decision has actually been benefited you in any way? Has it been beneficial? Do you feel proud of the decision at this point?
I must say I'm more than proud, because there's this inner beauty, this inner joy chain the previous cases. You see, I mean, the mic account also is my case.
Okay.
And I feel I must start it. It's like 4 to 5 years. You can't compare it to the previous one. So I'm happy within it, and I'm doing my best.
Okay. I'm asking that because also Uja is secular to gospel no. Minim okote kakra. Minim diema okote.
Yeah, I have to, because there's this one great story about eagles. When they attain this higher age of like between 30 to 33, they feel weak, their beaks fall down, their feathers eat by itself, and they have to go and hide in the wilderness, and grow their beaks back, grow their claws back. So when they come out, that is where the Bible says, those that wait upon the Lord
shall renew their strength
like a mount up high like the eagle. So I had to, go back, really learn, focus, train myself, and then bounce back again.
I see. Would you say you've given your all to God?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
So you've stopped all the other stuff that you were doing when you were in the world?
You must be a prophet, because this recent single I released, there's a same line that you just said. You just say you've given your all.
Yeah.
You get it. You must be a prophet.
I see. What were you doing at the time that you were not proud of?
Well, everybody has a past, and the most important thing is you are moving on. We move on. We do what is best for ourselves. It's not about mentioning a whole lot of things and all that. We are just thinking about the new me and moving on with it.
What would you say has been the contribution of your church to your craft? We've seen people who have, moved from secular to gospel. Measure performance na almost say form. Back. And there is this notion that the church or the Christendom and support it when you move from the secular to the gospel, fraternity. Has that been the case for you? What has been the contribution of your church and then the people around you?
I'll talk for myself.
Okay.
Because for my church, as an example, BH or Believers Home of Life, they've really supported me since I joined them. And I think the key point here is if you're doing something for God, church almost if you depend on them too much, they'll fail you. Know that the first ultimate goal is God, and after that, then you come think about them. And for rent show, we say, oh, my church has to support me. They don't have to support me. You are there to serve. You are there to worship God. When they support you, fine. If they don't, find yourself out and do whatever you want to do. And me, for my sake, I will say my church has really been supportive.
Do you miss your past?
I don't miss my past. Anytime I remember my past, I just smile and laugh, and I'm like, hey, this guy. Especially, I knew maybe there's this song, forgotten about it. There was this crazy lyrics that I wrote, and I'm like, anytime I hear it, I'm like, hey, I stop home. I say, no, to be choice always me. You know, sometimes when I remember, I just smile and I just laugh and I just.
That means lyrics ni be an outro back then. You were not proud of it.
Oh, Sam.
So, what motivated you to write those lyrics?
I think I was just enjoying. I was just going with the flow. Yeah.
I see.
I was just going with the flow.
So, would you perform any of the songs that you recorded those days? Because Lord Kenya, for instance, or can say Obenya and DJs enya nyumna or 2 years back then. And son obe sakran Obenya and nyumni bin komunyai. But say Sikampung fan home any drivers to those are good songs, so that I know the unbeatable. What's the case for you?
For me, no. You see, you can't stop anything that has already been posted on the internet. You cannot stop them. For me, I always talk for myself. I just leave them to do whatever they want to do with it. I feel most of my songs, they weren't that profane. They're like any bats are just that 1 or 2. But see, I know Marisha Foniamamu, and I'm going with the good news now. And the next thing too is it will depend. To say, right here, you tell me to do a freestyle of my old song, I can do it. But to be on stage, like perform like 3-5 minutes or 3-4 songs of mine, then it means I'm still bringing my past into my future.
What's your perception about secular music now? What's your perception?
There's one thing that most people are getting wrong here. We are all in the secular world.
Okay.
And when it comes to secular music, there are different categories. If you put gospel aside, there are different categories. There are songs that promote violence. There are songs that promote drugs, promote sex, and promote all that. And there are songs that also inspire us. And you want to share in crime. So the question is, what are you listening to? Because music is a spirit. The more you, and it's something that does not ask permission from you until it enters you. It enters straight, don't beside permission. So you have to choose what you are listening to.
Assuming I had a song with you, we didn't release it. At this time, what would be your stance?
Yeah,
I have a song with Casey. We have not released it. We didn't release it, and then I go to the gospel side.
Yeah.
What should I do with that song?
And the song wasn't a gospel song.
Yes, it wasn't a gospel song.
And you want to release it?
In case so now I have the song. What should I do?
Okay, so why didn't you release it until you waited till I'm no more doing it?
Maybe it wasn't.
Yeah. One guy called me like that, and I told him, said, I know to do again. So why did now tennis here? And this is the time you want to release it.
Na say so ko sakra wa moya mane. E bia e dana mi ba be release na yese kese asakra. And you know
well, it's I'll tell you not to do it. So if you go ahead and do it, I'm leading my part.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what you do. You just tell the person.
I'll let you know. So don't do it.
Okay.
I don't want you to.
So what if I do it?
The way I'll say it, you will not do it.
How will you say it?
Ubusuru.
Miss Rose, say let's talk about your new one, your new song. What's the title of the song?
Amazing Love.
Amazing Love.
Yeah.
Okay. I get the message.
Yeah,
so take us through the making of the song. Did you write it whilst you were in the World?
No.
It was later.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So around the time you were writing the song, what was running through your head?
It's a great inspiration. Like we've been there before. Even now we keep on you know messing up with God, but He still loves us. He sent His begotten Son Jesus Christ to die for our sins, and He still opens His arms even when we miss it. He's ever ready to hug us and then love us to eternity. So I was there and I'm like, oh, this is a great inspiration. Let me put some melody to it and then spread it out to the world, to let the world know the kind of love God has for us. Yeah.
I see. Right. So that's a single.
That's a single.
Is it a project on an album or?
It's a project on an album.
On an album. Okay. Right. So it's out already.
It's out already.
Do you have a video?
I have a video too.
Okay. Who shot?
I produced it myself.
You produce it. When did you start production?
Even before Mentor, so 18 years.
About what Jayo?
Mentor crack. I think Mentor is 16 years now.
Yeah.
Fame too is 14 years now.
We're drying. I see. Right. So you've shot the video. Yes. The single is out. The album is supposed to be out when? We've not set the date yet. Okay. Are you doing things on your own, or you have a management?
I have a management. It's record. Yeah.
It's a record label.
Yes, it's a record.
Okay. All right. So we are ending. If there is any other thing you want to tell your fans out there, and then we call it a show.
I just want to say a very big thank you to God and my manager Jim P, and to my fans supporting me right from Mentor to Project Fame and then till now. And they should keep on supporting the Kessie brand. My social media handles, Facebook is Mike Kessie, YouTube is Mike Kessie, and Instagram is at official Kessie GH. The same things too for Twitter.
Okay, right. So that's Kessie. He's out with a new song. The title again.
I was far, and your love has drawn me nearer to you. And your love and your grace has made everything around me new. Oh Lord, I give my all to you. The title is Amazing Love. Go check it out, PDP.
Bernard the Magician and now orgasm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching this episode of eForum. We'll meet some other time with yet another riveting conversation on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Benefo Boabin Abrantipa.
Today, the yield has gone down, totally down, to an extent that the whole acre, you cannot get 300 tons of cassava out of it.
Somewhere 2 years ago, that Ministry of Food and Agriculture gave us some seedlings. And with that too, they will wait. They wouldn't bring the seedlings early.
Food security is not necessarily mean the availability of food. Is it affordable? Is it available? Is it accessible for the person? So as we speak, people are food insecure within the municipality. But some of them, they cannot afford the food, even though it's the price expensive and they don't have access to it.
The activity things that we do that cause contamination. For instance, deforestation. Most of the time during the chiefly cultivation, you farm here small, you want to go to a different place, you go and destroy the forest.
Welcome to the Ghana ICT Hub, a partnership between MTN Ghana and the Government of Ghana through the Ministry of Communications and Digitization. MTN pledged to support Ghana's digitization agenda in line with its ambition to lead the delivery of digital solutions for Africa's progress. In fulfillment of this pledge, MTN Ghana has committed $25 million toward the realization of the Ghana ICT Hub project. The objectives of the Ghana ICT Hub project is anchored on the following: to create an ICT-enabled environment for human capital and ICT skills development, to develop an ICT ecosystem through remote access delivery to facilitate job creation for national development, to provide a modern, state-of-the-art physical infrastructure to serve as a pillar for the Digital Ghana agenda. The physical infrastructure, when completed, will provide 4,000 square meters of space with the following facilities: laboratories for technology training and research, innovation hub, co-working spaces for tech innovation startups, Tier 3 data center, conferencing facilities, offices and meeting rooms, commercial lettable spaces, gaming area, restaurant, ancillary facilities. The technology laboratories will be fitted with the next generation ICT equipment and applications to provide the youth of Ghana with practical training in Industry 4.0 technologies such as artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, cloud computing, 3D printing, robotics, Internet of Things, IoT, advanced manufacturing techniques, cybersecurity, genetic engineering. The project also seeks to establish a complete ecosystem at the hub through remote access delivery to facilitate job creation for national development. The ecosystem shall comprise of MDAs, technology companies, startups, incubators, research agencies, leading universities globally, foundations worldwide, to create a community. 1. The ecosystem community shall bridge the divide between academia and industry and provide solutions to challenges in the key sectors of health, agriculture, and educational sectors of the economy. 2. It shall also run an innovation program providing mentoring and networking for the youth in tech startups. 3. The ecosystem community shall establish an innovation fund to support startups, research agencies, and other entities in the ecosystem. MTN Ghana and the Ministry of Communications and Digitization are championing the Ghana Digital Agenda for Ghana's development. Welcome to the digital age.
I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I want you. I wanna say yes, I can't resist. I want you. Ooh, I want you, Alpha Cracker. I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker.
Alpha goodness rich in milk and butter, in Alpha Cracker, yummy and deliciously crunchy.
But I can't resist you.
Alpha Crackers, simply irresistible.
This advert is FDA approved.
Now,
Obek Hanokre. Susu sang pine, Pia want to Nambia, a man in quite bebre.
Mommy, you first can see about Kotoso. Pepoga, send me sick from Lemonade Finance. While Brian did a shade and let me £2.
Lemonade Finance.
Say they're sending money back home from UK, Canada, and now US. I accepted a instant charges. Exchange waiting in so unbeatable. We should me promo code Dr. Like £10, $10, and $10 Canadian for the first transaction. What is send this guy a coffee? Download to Lemonade Finance.
then you go podcast for us. I will a day. You are boy, dear between. You see men in your electrician. Now you do a DD, Nayan no more. Then you know, say 20 years in ministry. Why are you young? Why are you more? I'm a net, the good ya. My intimate be say, I was say, your tone suffer at the 4. And you never had this. Now, so Kakrabia, I was saying, at least. Now, you to me and show be. Na enche se ye ni aso de awrade na moso aye ede amaye se ye kase ebubodi wo ha se ya ye doso na ye pa ne se eye na no VTM nyame adum ene mo mo support amo de support ye nti awrade aye adum ye timenya gospel song ye timenya gospel artist of the year. You so I'm a number so. And to see a 2 and sa. Now you decide the Yametias for us.
Sorry, bro, no better. Sorry, bro, no better. Sorry, bro, no better. Who knew feeling now? Sorry, bro, no better. Sorry, bro, no better.
One, two, three, say cheese. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. Okay, let's go.
Everyone needs the perfect snack to munch on during a fun moment. Wow. Enjoy the tasty McBerry Twist cupcakes, deliciously baked and packaged for a sweet treat. Premium quality cakes baked with love for all, enriched in butter and milk.
Yummy.
Oh, McBerry Twist cupcakes, simply irresistible. Try one today. This advert is FDA approved.
Live here in Benin. I'm currently at a place called Casa de Papa, which is a very popular place in Benin. So I'm very excited. Even though it's a budget trip, I saved for this place just to experience everything here. So let's take a short tour. Let's see everything they have to offer. So yeah, let's go, guys. Casa de Papa is located outskirts from the main town. The option to get there was renting a minibus or going by motorbike. We opted for a motorbike, which cost us 2,500 safer.
So this is the lake pond, the lagoon pond, which we are about to see soon.
Good morning here from Casa de Papa. I'm going to have breakfast and yeah, so let's go have some breakfast. So guys, this is what I'm having for breakfast. Abigail is trying a local porridge. How does it taste like?
Like rice, no, like oblayo. Oblayo is made of maize, right?
It's made of maize, yes.
So I think it's smaller.
It's smaller. Yeah, you can see. So this is what I'm having, and yeah, you're all invited. So guys, we are just walking towards the beach after breakfast. Oh, the place is really nice. It's a very huge resort. And
Mahava, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And so the resort is close to the sea and it's also close to the river. So they have two. There's a road in between the resort, which you will soon see. So yeah, let's go to the beach. So this is their beach view. Hi, Abigail.
Hi.
It's time for the poolside and the kayak experience. So let's go, guys. So guys, Abigail is a tour guide, and she also sells bikini. So if you like our bikini and our pants, let her know in the comment section. Yeah.
On Instagram.
Yes. So yeah, we are going to the poolside. We are ready to swim. Oh my goodness. Feels good, right? It feels so good. Have about 30 minutes before we check out. Check out is at 12. So we are going kayaking. I got the ticket. It comes with accommodation for a night. So we are going kayaking on the lake, which is at the same premises as the Casa de what? Papa. Casa de Papa. So let's go, guys. We are going kayaking. So they have the 2-in-1, they have the 4-in-1, and they have the 1-in-1. So we opted for the 2-in-1 since we both know how to kayak. Yeah, let's see. Let's see, life jacket first. Yeah. Merci. They've made me speak French this trip. It has been so much fun. It brings us to almost the end. Yeah, this is our last activity before we leave the Casa de Papa. At this point, I just want to rest while Abigail kayaks. Abigail, continue kayaking. So yeah, it's been amazing. This is the view from here. From here. We're gonna have coconuts before we leave. Merci. Thank you. So guys, this brings us to the end of this vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed documenting the entire place of Casa de Papa. Since I came here with my friend, we are going to share our experience. Abigail, come. Come. So we're going to share our experience. How do you think the place was? How was the place? How was the experience here?
It's beautiful with the trees and nature. I think if you are a nature person, like you really love nature, this place is the best for you. The rooms are not like,
I think we had high expectation. Yeah. We paid $100 for a night, and since we were coming together, we shared and paid. So yeah, it's not really worth the amount. I don't know, maybe because maybe because I think it's expensive, or maybe because I had so many expectations. But aside that, we only had breakfast here, and I think the breakfast was great. Yeah. We had not a lot of options, but yeah, we had quite a number of options to choose from.
Breakfast was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're a nature person, this place is the best for you. Okay, just come here and relax. That's okay. But don't expect too much for the rooms, especially.
Yes, but the place is really beautiful, very Instagram aesthetic, pleasing. Yeah. So yeah, you can come here for like pictures. Yeah. We really had a lot of pictures. If you're not following me on Instagram and you're not following Abigail too on Instagram, please do so. Visit Abigail's channel.
This is Sewa.
Yeah, show her some love. She's also a tour guide in Ghana, and we are also here to also find beautiful places in Benin if you want to add to itinerary. So if you are in Ghana and you want to come to Benin, contact my lady.
Just contact me.
Yeah. So guys, until next time, we want to say bye-bye.
Bye.
Right here in Benin is a place called the Tuta Gogotepong, and it's a village you must visit whenever you are here in Benin. I'm taking you along. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to have a bubble bath with the clay. Here is very healthy for the skin. I'm also going to have local lunch. I'm also going to experience the mangroves and everything to learn here. So yeah, let's go guys. I'm super excited. I can't wait for you all to see. Let's go guys. In a village called Gogotepong, it's a beautiful lodge you have to visit whenever you are in Benin. So yeah, we are leaving the Gogotepong junction to the village. Yay. It happens that we are both before getting to this place, you will need a boat ride, which will be arranged on your arrival. We got a motorbike from the Gogotepon junction, which cost us 1,000 sifa. So yeah, we are finally here about to take the boat to the village. So yeah, you're coming along with us. Let's go, guys.
My name is Gustav, I said. Yeah. And I'm the tour guide here. The name of this lake is IMF. It's longer as 20 kilometers. And in this river, there's many fishing. Inside you have the water forest. And we used to call it mangrove. So in the mangrove to do their reproduction. And also why they decide to do the reproduction there is because the stream of the water is not so strong there. When they leave the eggs here, the movement, the stream destroy the eggs. So they can become fish. So it's more safe there, inside there. And then they leave their eggs there and become elite fish. And then when they are growing, they move to find the deeper water.
Just as he said, the mangroves are not supposed to be cut here. If you do cut them, there's a punishment for you according to the spirits here. So yeah, it's beautiful. After 15 minutes of the boat ride and explaining how things work here, we are finally here. So we are joined by other tourists. So let's go, guys. So this is a welcome juice, which is coconut, and yeah, so you're all invited. This is a wooden straw. Guys, Mr. Diodone, say hi.
Hi, hello.
He's the owner of this resort, this village here, and he's going to tell us a bit about this place. So.
Happy I am to say just a small thing for you. I'll continue in French, please. Nous sommes bienvenus ici sur l'îlot au bio-bonheur de Gogotepon, au sud Bénin. Un spa naturel. Spa avec ce que les Anglais appellent les clés baffes. Vous prenez donc un bain d'argile, une extraction du lac à aimer. Vous faites la balade dans cet écosystème particulier de mangrove pour découvrir le paysage, les oiseaux, les pêcheurs. Dans un écosystème, comme vous voyez, tout naturel, le bain d'argile après, vous passez à un autre atelier, c'est le massage au beurre de karité et à l'huile de coco pour renforcer, pour améliorer la relaxation commencée déjà par l'observation, le silence dans la nature ici. Et donc, le bain d'argile, le massage au beurre de karité ou à l'huile de coco, le repos, le silence et un exercice important. Nous disons souvent que dans un écosystème comme ça, de mangrove, de palétuvier, il faut apprendre à respirer. Envoyer l'air, sortir l'air et accompagner du petit sourire, c'est important. Bye bye.
Bye. So yeah, for all my French speaking friends, there you go, you have it there. We also have Ludu. While we wait for our massage, they served us with rice water, and yeah, you're all invited. So I'm going to share this with Abigail. Abigail, let's have it. So yeah. Yeah, it's really cute. Yeah, and it came in very hot. So no matter, yeah, it's very hot with sugar. Yeah, without milk. Apparently, it's a snack to boost your energy for massage and also all the water activities here. So I'm very happy. You're all invited. Merci. So our lunch is here, and this is how it looks like. And let's see Abigail's own. Oh, lovely. Look at the water. The water came in this cute spot. So refreshing. So I'm going to try the dakwe. It's called dakwe here in Benin. I'm going to try it for the first time since we are going to share. Let's try this. It's nice. Yeah. It's like gari mixed with soup. Gari mixed with light soup. It's really good. Yes, we are currently going to have the mud bath and also a massage. I forgot to mention that there's also a lodge here. It's a very cute lodge, and yeah, so this is like a balcony where you can take a swim here. So here you can also come here and camp. So this is where all the mud bath is going to take place. And
watch your foot to adapt your body to a clay cold.
Okay. And we are already dressed in our bikini. So she is washing our feet with water so the clay can get stuck to our body. So yeah, we are ready. We are going to have a clay bath here at the village, and I'm super happy, and I know you all are coming along. So guys, this is the clay. This is how it looks like. Yeah. So yeah, we are ready.
The clay, the small one.
And she says that the clay, they get the clay from the lake and they add it with other clay, and it's very good for your skin. It exfoliates your skin. So coming here and experiencing this is a must. This is really relaxing. It's nice. I like the feel. It's so smooth. This is how it looks like. So smooth, very. And it smells like just like sand or like a little bit of charcoal. You add charcoal? Or it's natural? Okay. This is exclusive from the village, and yeah, I have here my marks on my face. I really like the way it feels on my skin. And yeah, this is how Abigail and I look like. Abigail, say hi.
Hi, feeling
yeah.
good.
So we are going to wait for like 15-20 minutes for our clay to dry on our skin so that it can exfoliate all the dead skin on our skin. I'm sure we will leave Benin fresh. To take a dip in the lake, and yeah, you're coming with us.
I'm super excited.
I feel cool, like
I feel super
yeah,
good.
like the way it dries on your skin, right? It has a different feeling. It makes you feel like you feel fresh. You feel like you have just taken some dirt off your skin. So let's go guys. So the next activity is to go zip lining, and Abigail is about to start. Yes. The lake really feels so warm. Wow, this is therapy. So guys, I just took a cold shower right behind me and I feel so fresh. The next thing is a massage before we leave here. So yeah, let's go for a quick massage. Abigail, are you ready? relax, meditate, and also you can also have lunch here. Having lunch here with a beautiful view. We just ended our massage. I just had a feet and a hand massage because that's where I wanted concentration. You had what?
I had my back and my waist.
How do you feel?
I feel good, like
yeah. So I recommend this place hands down for you to come for relaxation, for more activities and a good time. All too soon we are ending all activities here at the village. We are heading back to where we started from. It's back to the city, back to my hotel. And I got a souvenir, which is the clay for my face when I go back home. So yeah, if you want some, let me know in the comment section. I can organize some for you, so my friend from Benin can organize it to Ghana for you. This was a gift. He gave it to me for free, but he sells it here depending on the quantity you want. So guys, this brings us to the end of this vlog. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed being here, as much as I enjoyed documenting my entire experience. The whole experience, including lunch, massage, cost 15,000 CFA per person. So here it includes the boat ride, the massage, the lunch, activities here, swimming in the lake, and yeah, massage. So yeah, until next time, I want to say I love you all. More videos still here in Benin. I love you all. Mwah. It's time to go. We're leaving. We're leaving. The boat is here. Take a clay bath from the sacred lake in Benin? Let me know your thoughts.
I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I want you. I wanna say yes, I can't resist. I want you. Ooh, I want you, Alpha Cracker. I want you so bad, Alpha Cracker. I don't me call one casa.
Have a goodness rich in milk and butter in Alpha Cracker. Yummy and deliciously crunchy.
But I can't resist you.
Alpha Crackers, simply irresistible.
This advert is FDA approved.
Everyone needs the perfect snack to munch on during a fun moment. Wow. Enjoy the tasty McBerry Twist cupcakes, deliciously baked and packaged for a sweet treat. Premium quality cakes baked with love for all, enriched in butter and milk.
Yummy.
Oh, McBerry Twist cupcakes, simply irresistible. Try one today.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome to the Ghana ICT Hub, a partnership between MTN Ghana and the Government of Ghana through the Ministry of Communications and Digitization. MTN pledged to support Ghana's digitization agenda in line with its ambition to lead the delivery of digital solutions for Africa's progress. In fulfillment of this pledge, MTN Ghana has committed $25 million toward the realization of the Ghana ICT Hub project. The objectives of the Ghana ICT Hub project is anchored on the following: to create an ICT-enabled environment for human capital and ICT skills development, to develop an ICT ecosystem through remote access delivery to facilitate job creation for national development, to provide a modern, state-of-the-art physical infrastructure to serve as a pillar for the digital Ghana agenda. The physical infrastructure, when completed, will provide 4,000 square meters of space with the following facilities: laboratories for technology training and research, innovation hub, co-working spaces for tech innovation startups, Tier 3 data center, conferencing facilities, offices and meeting rooms, commercial lettable spaces, gaming area, restaurant, ancillary facilities. The technology laboratories will be fitted with the next generation ICT equipment and applications to provide the youth of Ghana with practical training in Industry 4.0 technologies such as artificial intelligence, AI, machine learning, cloud computing, 3D printing, robotics, Internet of Things, IoT, advanced manufacturing techniques, cybersecurity, genetic engineering. The project also seeks to establish a complete ecosystem at the hub through remote access delivery to facilitate job creation for national development. The ecosystem shall comprise of MDAs, technology companies, startups, incubators, research agencies, leading universities globally, foundations worldwide, to create a community. 1. The ecosystem community shall bridge the divide between academia and industry and provide solutions to challenges in the key sectors of health, agriculture, and educational sectors of the economy. 2. It shall also run an innovation program providing mentoring and networking for the youth in tech startups. 3. The ecosystem community shall establish an innovation fund to support startups, research agencies, and other entities in the ecosystem. MTN Ghana and the Ministry of Communications and Digitization are championing the Ghana digital agenda for Ghana's development. Welcome to the digital age.
Today, the yield has gone down, totally down, to an extent that the whole acre, you cannot get 300 tons of cassava out of it.
Somewhere 2 years ago, that Ministry of Food and Agriculture gave us some seedlings. And with that too, they will wait. They wouldn't bring the seedlings early.
Food security is not necessarily mean the availability of food. Is it affordable? Is it available? Is it accessible for the person? So as we speak, people are food insecure within the municipality. But some of them, they cannot afford the food, even though it's expensive, and they have access to it.
The activity things that we do that cause contamination. For instance, deforestation. Most of the time during the chiefly cultivation, you farm here small, you want to go to a different place, you go and destroy the forest.
Yes, it's Ikanaba.
But we are very happy. I mean,
Yeah.
we're hoping. I mean, on Monday, I think the creditor committee's assurances came on Friday.
Yes.
So on Monday, like we're all in high hopes. Even the dollar reacted to it.
Yeah, we started seeing some appreciations. Funny. I mean, it's gone back to.
I mean, it was 11:19 in the morning. Then
It was
later in the afternoon,
11:40
like
as at today.
11:70.
Yeah.
Then the following morning was 11:80. I'm like, what's happening?
Hello and welcome to another episode of BizTech on GhanaWeb TV with me, Mauli Aholemega, where I'll be discussing with my colleague Stella Jejom Sogli about Ghana's recent approval of a 3 billion loan request from the International Monetary Fund. Stella,
Hi,
welcome to the show.
Hello.
It's good to have you again.
Again, yeah.
Yes, the last time we were here, we
talked about inflation and how things are moving.
We're very hopeful.
Yes, we're very hopeful.
By May or by somewhere getting to the end of the month, we'll be able to close the deal. And it has happened.
Yeah, it has happened. That was yesterday, May 17th.
Yeah.
The IMF board approved Ghana's loan request for 3 billion, but I think the perception out there is we are going to get all the 3 billion, but it's going to come in tranches. But we're going to look at, just briefly go back as to what brought us to this point. It's our 17th time going to the IMF. Should we be, would this be the last for us?
Oh, I think that saying whether this will be the last for us, you can't really say that in a definite term, because when the current government came into power, they sold us the idea of Ghana Beyond Aid. And we were all excited about it. I, for one, was very excited about it because Ghana Beyond Aid will only be a dream come true for a country which is rich in gold. We have all the natural resources that you can think about, and we have so much. We have a very young population, like we are youthful. You know, when you talk about all the assets, Ghana has it. So if we can get to the point where we can invest or we can take advantage of the things that we have and be a country beyond aid, then of course, like it's a good thing. But as it stands now, where our debt levels have gone to, it will be difficult. Looking at the approval document sent by the IMF, it says that we are looking at sustainable levels from now till about 2026.
That's a very long time.
Yes, that's about 3 years from now. And that's when the program ends, you know. And you can be a little hopeful because IMF will not sit back and just allow Ghana to use the money the way we want to. They'll actually be here to do their checks and balances and ensure that things will go as planned. So